Hello and welcome back, connoisseurs of Crusader Kings 3. We are here once again with King Ricat in Cornwall. Last time we stabilized the three kingdoms of Grand Cornwall by convincing Kingdom North to become our friend, and now we no longer have to fear that he is going to try to murder us. Which means we can move forward with our other plans, no longer having to consider that. Okay, we got three potential alliances here. But I don't think any of them, I think these are the same ones that we've been seeing the whole time that won't accept it because we have too many alliances. Not surprising, probably they're pretty sure with the number of alliances we have that we will not help them. That's probably true. We very seldomly go to war for people outside of our own domain, and when we do, we only do it to the degree that we can afford it. So we want to just repair this now. Yeah, we're just going to do that now. Just so we don't forget about it. Let's unpause. And go. So this is going quite well, and that's what we want to see continue to happen. We are going to do a feast, but we're not going to do it right now. We'll probably do it after our next pilgrimage. You know, the thing about this is I could probably win this for him. Not if he gets wiped out here, though. Okay, so she used the hook to make herself my steward. That's like super inconvenient. Is she good at anything else? She would make a passable chancellor, I suppose. A better chancellor than she would make a steward, that's for sure. Okay, since I cannot fire her because she used that hook, we will just make her our chancellor, I guess. And then we can put our actual proper steward. Oh, actually, my son is an intensely good steward. Huh. It's not even it's not my heir, it's my youngest son. Well, my second youngest son. The twins are the youngest. He's a spectacular steward. Neither one of these really needs to hold a position. No, neither one of these really need to hold a position. So we will put our son there. Which actually makes this slightly better. This is a bit of a problem, but there's not much we can do about that. She is definitely going to slow down this, but it's not going to happen in our lifetime. So, not a lot of reason to worry about it. She's probably disappointed because she probably made that move in order to get the extra money, but, you know, we all get to make moves. Yeah, force yourself on our council, that's fine. Just don't expect to get the position that you insist on. Yeah, that's fine. Probably she got that hook during the tour. A lot of those events give out hooks. I'm actually oftentimes confused by the events that give out hooks because there's so many different events. It's hard to remember all of them. Call to war. So this is Frankia, my sister's husband. Sorry, I had this weird feeling that I may have married my daughter to my sister's son, but I don't think so. She actually didn't marry until after his heir was born, right? The heir is not my mother's son. So, anyway. And it's not my child anyway. We may have done it lower down, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with this. We're worried too much about strange things. Okay, so he wants us to join in. Do we? Like, this is actually a pretty significant alliance. He probably doesn't have the ability to win this. It does change our plans drastically, and you know how much we hate war. We did literally just transition to Exalted Among Men. I think we're going to accept this. And then in the tradition of foreign wars that we actually think are important enough to directly intervene in, we are going to raise just our men-at-arms. We may actually even be able to close to a fort now. Oh, that's closer than it was before. And then we will find... Hopefully we can find his army. Where do we want to land? Do I want to come in this way? I think so. I think that'll be fine. There he is. So you want to arrange a marriage between my son And your giant daughter. She's a fornicator. I don't think that's a good match at all. No, thank you. That's not a good match at all. So let's send our strong core military down to help out. Sadly, that's going to mean we're going to have to put off our trip. So instead of that trip, maybe we could either do a closer one and plan the long one for later, like a pilgrimage. We do want to try to do every pilgrimage inside of our lifetime, which means we do have to do a Canterbury Pilgrimage, which might be appropriate for right now. Something like super quick. No extra destinations, no weird stuff. Just go and talk to the learned men in our own kingdom. You know, start to negotiate whether or not the university is going to primarily have secular or non-secular professors, all that kind of stuff that needs to be hammered out. So let's go and do that. That's it. Let's do that. Then when we return from that, that's when we'll do the feast with our brother and try to become friends. We're not even going to do this one circumspect. We're just going in and going out. Spend a quick time getting the pilgrimage done. Yeah, well, we will, we should let God guide the way. That's pretty cool. We'll do that. And we've made it. So we have walked the holy paths. New learning lifestyle perk. We will take restraint. I'm trying to remember if the trait, because we're not going to have any more kids anyway, so I'm trying to remember whether or not the trait celibate gives us a benefit. We can't because we're an eager reveler. Yeah, I forgot. Okay. That settles that. We will not be using that. So how are things going? Okay. So far so good. Our troops are heading down. Silence. The echo of my own footsteps is the only sound in the church. I am alone. The last thing I remember from out to the outside world is the face of those beggars near the gates and the blue, blue sky. So distant now. I walk towards the altar knowing that it is only me, and yet I feel under an unyielding scrutiny. The severe eyes of God are always wide open. We should make an offering. Give up our effigy of the saint. I don't think we're going to do that. Those are beautiful arches. Yeah, I think so. So he's down in here doing a siege. And then there's soldiers over here. I wonder if he will help us if we just go right in and try to win this battle. We'll win it if he doesn't join, but if this army joins, we'll win it again. So let's do that. And then after that, we will attach ourselves. If it looks like this army is going to join us, we will attach ourselves. Skillful courtier. There's only so much a man can pray without looking for other equally important ways to spend one's time. Queen Helga has a lovely residence that she so kindly allows me to visit. I hear some voices from one of the rooms. Doing this, you could achieve the greatest technique. I peek inside and I see Beothamer explaining his craft to a group of interested courtiers. I'm not sure what his craft is supposed to be. Doesn't always tell you in a way that's easy to understand. No, my wife can keep her servant. I don't need him. But alone in the kitchen. Greetings, my lord. Edgith, one of the cooks, says, I have your son Sigric here with me. He promised to clean the pots in the cookery. You see? And he did it. He cleaned all the pots. What a sweet act. So he is compassionate. That is perfectly acceptable. You go, boy. You be compassionate. Is this guy going to join us? He's not going to join us. Of course he's not going to join us. Sometimes I wonder if these guys even want to win their wars. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this guy comes off to try to win the battle. Because if he doesn't... Oh yeah, no, we're going to lose this because that guy's not going to join. This This is the worst. Like, we're still gonna win it. We're actually a good enough army that we beat the entire thing. Who's this? Why are you commanding? I don't even remember inviting you to be part of my military. Huh, this is a new commander. As our time at this sacred site draws to an end, I am content in knowing that our brief but intense journey has satisfied the worldly aspect of Christianity, and by extent myself. So it's just a small pilgrimage. That's kind of what we were expecting. We weren't expecting anything real special. Get ourselves some more piety. I think we've probably we haven't quite capped the pilgrim trait yet, so that's another reason to do it. We could always use that extra point of learning. Winning this battle will help to bring this war to a close, which is great. We've captured this guy. Gonna ransom him for 50 gold, which will help to make up for being here at all. Starting to feel pretty good about this. Local hero. Saint Helga has a nice ring to it. Yeah, we'll pay for that. That's fine. Nothing else here. So what I'm going to do is, now that I've rebalanced the sizes of the two armies involved, this should be enough to basically give them the win. And so I'm probably going to disband. We have gained a veteran experience. We've gained experience in Wanderer. Right. So we are, yeah, we've been here for a while, so we're above the cap for this. And we got no seasoned, because, of course, because we didn't do anything dangerous or anything. This has been a rather small pilgrimage. We're just going to disband that. Now you can't say we didn't participate, because we did. We probably made it so that you're going to win now. And that gives us an opportunity to get ourselves back into financial good straits and get that that feast for our brother that we want to do. That shouldn't be too long. Let's just price it out real quick. Feast will cost me, it says 290. It'll probably be less than that, but that's how much we need to be able to open it. Everything does seem to be going generally well, though. Right? Yeah. It's going to be a little while before we have that money. Designate a god for our granddaughter. Did you give him a guardian? Is that why it's not? Oh, he's younger. He's older. Do we want to bother to do this ourselves? I think so. She would like to be learned. We can find her someone to be a guardian for that, I think. Cathars. This knight seems like a good choice. He's not a bad choice, at least. Does our court tutor also has a spot available? Let's have our court tutor do it because he is a genius. There we go. That solves that problem. No, we're not becoming Cathars. We're not becoming Cathars, but it is interesting to find out that they exist. So let's just take a little look around at what the world is doing. You know, Europe seems pretty stable, actually. These are the same kingdoms we've been to varying sizes dealing with the entire time. We have West Frankia, which seems to be bigger. Lotharingia, which seems to be maybe a little smaller. Aquitaine is still doing well. Leon down here is doing well. This is our sister and our sister's husband. They, of course, have a son together who is going to be the heir. Very nice. Al-Andalus still exists, which is pretty good. I don't even know what this is. Okay, so this is like Sardinia and Corsica. Interesting. Byzantine Empire is the same. Bulgaria's got all squished. Poor Bulgaria, you got all squished up. Ooh, these guys have grown instead of shrink. Usually these guys shrink into nothing, but they seem to be... Khazaria seems to be doing just fine up here. Possibly because this empire has completely collapsed. Possibly, because the Muslim Empire here is completely collapsed. Okay, that's a thing. And of course, up here, we have Ireland, which may just become more and more part of Wales. It depends on whether or not he continues to push his claims. Well, I don't know if he has claims, but his intents up there. Very interesting idea. Our brother here hasn't been declaring wars in a while, but he has started to push into Scotland, which is now actually Scotland. It's not wrong for once. And the Germans don't seem to be up here anymore. It looks like Moray, who used to be under the Germans, either got conquered or are now independent. They're the ones that we were supposed to go to war with. The Northman army is trying to conquer them. These armies are very even. It's difficult to decide what to do about these conflicts, because I know that if I was to participate, they would win, but I'm not highly motivated to do so at this time. I'm not even sure what the nature of this alliance was. They're actually... Oh yeah, they're winning. They're gonna win. Out of their war... That's actually a different war of hers, because my war with her is gone. Theirs gone. Our camp cooks, that should make our longbowmen even better. Getting a plus 21 from being stationed down here. That's really good. A very strong unit. Our court grandeur has increased. The only place it could have increased to is full. Going on up here, nothing new. All right, let's look and see if we can do that feast, because it's been some time, you know. Let's do a feast. Let's be super lazy about it and not even leave home. Let's dish complexity. That's very expensive. Number of guests. Let's see who we're definitely inviting. Our brother. It looks like Dunmarth must be busy because he's not coming, so our honorary guest is going to be... Anybody actually interesting in this list? I mean, our sister from Germany might be interesting. It's my daughter in Germany, not my sister. You bring my daughter home for a visit. That could be an interesting thing to do with this feast, sure. That's my sister. Yeah, that seems like a good idea, so we'll bring her home, and then we will make our intent to befriend our brother Leo. And let's just see if we can't, I can't afford it. Like, but barely. It's like one tick. One tick! One. Come on. Let's pass February and then we'll be able to afford it. Learning lifestyle perk. Very nice. I'm clicking everything except what I actually need to click. Know thyself. Gonna get healthy as our next perk. We should now be able to do the feast. Yeah. It's weird that we weren't able to do it. It's weird when it does that to you, you know? Just stay at home. Honorary guest. The Queen of Germany, our sister. Befriend. Our brother Leo. And let's do it. We have a lovely time ahead. All right. Oh, our friend has died. Kay has died. It was a little stressful. But such is life, you know. Over the many years, some people die, fall away. We're almost at 27. Oh, that's why. It's, Wait, why is this so high now? We got all this. We got all the penalty benefits we always had. Oh, it's because the extra here is making a big difference, and the multipliers happen afterwards, I think? That's a lot, though. 5 per month is a very large amount. We're doing quite well on that account. We're going up much faster than I thought we were gonna. We're gonna have to really start thinking about holding money, especially donations from the Pope, because it's getting close and we want to be able to pay for that. We don't want to be waiting for it. Yeah, we're about to transition over to 27. Wow, that feels like so much. I think it's because my son is just so good at this. Have we... I just want to make sure that it hasn't forgotten to tell us about developed capital. No, it's still on cooldown. Good. I don't want to miss that. That's a really important part of how we keep this up. And our head of faith has given us gold. Thank you again, sir. Thank you very much. Well, that helps with a lot of things that we want to get done. Feast is still coming because we are waiting for our sister to come from, our daughter, I mean, to come from Germany. I keep thinking it's my sister, but it's definitely my daughter. So King Leo is here, and so is our daughter, the Queen of Germany. Yep. Oh, I guess she's going to reveal at our feast that she's pregnant. Very interesting. Because she definitely just transitioned into the pregnancy pose, which means she probably just figured it out now. Well, that's neat. This will be her second child. Maybe a son, maybe the future King of Germany. Welcome, friends. I just do what feels right. Everyone seated close to me gets 10 opinion of me. Nice. All right. The pleading gaze I received from my Chancellor Edelgith is taking on a desperate tone. A group of guests are approaching the corner she has hidden all evening, and the walls are hindering her escape. I made a shy woman into my Chancellor. That's what you get for forcing yourself on my counselor, on my council. I can distract it. I will distract them for her. I will distract them for her. I listen to Filbert as he carelessly reveals all manner of things. Distracted by trying to get one last drop from his tankard, he is oblivious to how carefully I am paying attention. Oh, they just happen to be very interesting rambles. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. You know, I'll tell you the story someday about how my great-grandfather showed kindness to another gay bishop long ago. It's taken much of the evening to get myself close to King Leohith without making it feel forced. After all, the best friendships are natural. Yes, sadly, it was a poor choice. We have a very good chance of this succeeding, so we'll just do it. And Leo is now our friend. We are now friends with both of our brothers. And the unity of the 3 kingdoms of Grand Cornwall is stronger than it's ever been. 3 brothers, now friends. And all of this was spurred on by the fact that I had to make up for the fact that apparently there was a deep misunderstanding between me and Dunmarth that made him want to murder me. Or at least seriously consider it. Is there anything more jovial than a good feast? The guests throng to and fro, eating and chatting while flickering torchlight plays off every wall. Light bouncing like laughter around the hall. Coordinating so many people and servants is an underappreciated task, one with no small degree of subtle difficulty to it. It's pleasing to see it done well. Alright, so we can increase our opinion by 20 with everyone here who has a trait we share. We are trying to become a living legend, so taking the prestige might be worth it. We're already bottom stress, so we don't need the stress. But I think this is actually more valuable to us. There are a few people here who have a little bit of opinion down on us, like they're not 100 yet, and this will probably threshold us. We have so many traits. All right, and now a toast to Queen Aelafled. Few candles survive after the last of the guests has left. I can hear a pair of servants letting out sighs of relief after the doors close. The food is still warm on the ceramic plates. Soon, word will reach every corner of the realm, and every normal worth their salt will know that my magnificence is unparalleled. With all my guests leaving my castle, with the entire contents of my vast pantry in their bellies, I am proud to say that the feast was successful. Nonetheless, I am still grateful that the endeavor is now over. Ah, there we go. We have become friends with our brother. And we have honored our daughter, the Queen of Germany. She can now go home and have her child, and hopefully it will be a son. Let's wish a son on our daughter so that he can become the future king of Germany. Invitation to a grand tournament. It's a duel and wrestling. We're not into that. We're not into that. Those aren't things we do. Oh, we're now at 500 gold again. Look at that. We've done so well. This is zooming now. How old are we? 57. So we're just about to hit 60. There's probably no way we're going to drop below fine before we get the first of the 2 health perks. In fact, that's going to happen any time now. I wonder if 500 is enough to fund our trip to Jerusalem. It probably is. It probably is. But, you know, let's just make sure there's not something more important we can spend it on. I've completely forgot. We actually have this now. Right? This needs buildings. We don't need to run away from our duties right now. I mean, we just did. We wanted this to be able to be a place to put bowmen, I think. So let's start here with outposts. I think we're going to put outposts here. And what is this? Hold court. Hold court is a great idea. Let's hear the petitioners. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, some lining up in front of my throne while others move out of the way so they can simply observe the proceedings. Gesture for the first in line to approach. My son-in-law strides forward, clearly eager to hear my response to his petition. My liege, Cerneu is among the greatest houses of Cornwall. I mean, it's my house. It's literally my house. So I have made you my marshal in spite of the fact that you're not the best at it. To be fair, right? To be fair. But having said that, I don't want to tie I don't want to tie up my son's decisions. Maybe I do. No, I don't want to tie up my son's decisions. He can decide whether or not your family is suited to remain in the council when it's his time to rule. I shouldn't be deciding now. A haggard-looking peasant now stands in front of me. My lord, I beg for your help. A monster prowls the forests of Somerset, killing cattle and farmers alike. Oh. My master of the hunt can actually probably handle it. I'm going to send my master of the hunt. I'm going to trust him to do it. And he has killed the beast. Good job, my friend. Master of the hunt and the tutor of the court. Teacher and hunter and warrior. What a well-balanced man he is. An unusual case has reached my court. 2 women claim that a baby girl is theirs. None of the villagers can stand as witnesses, saying that it's as if the child appeared out of thin air. No one knew that the women were expecting or adopting nothing. Test the mother to see who cares about the child's welfare the most. Court grandeur and loss of stress. I will take the King Solomon answer here. And my business is done. All right, we have successfully held court. And before we end this episode, I thought we would do a court review. I've talked about how almost all the items in here have specific symbolic value, so let's just go over them. This, of course, is the best way to do that is to go in here so I can click on them, right? So this is the tapestry that we had made that talks about the history of the founding of Cornwall. It is a tribute to our great grandfather Dumnarth. This is Dumnarth's prize brooch, which he won right at the beginning of his journey, which he carried throughout his entire life, and then as soon as we had a court, we had it turned into a court artifact and set down for everyone to look at. Of course, this is my prized urn, the one that I earned from Earned Urn, from my first victory in a speaking contest. This is the Excalibur that we extracted from England during our final war with them, the one where we took Kent under our grasp. This, of course, is House Cerneu's banner with its beautiful 3-crown sea background and the white stallion representing the crashing of waves. And while we're here, we'll also look at the rose skull, which, although we don't know this for certain, we have good reason to believe is a rose skull that King Alfred the Great of England took down during a hunt that he went on with our ancestor Dunmarth. This, of course, we talked about last time, is the Prydain Cabinet, which is dedicated to our father, Odgar. And then we have this effigy of a saint. This doesn't have anything specific, but it is important to note that this was created when our father decided to trust a wandering sculptor who claimed that he could make him a great work of art, and he in fact did make this effigy of a saint. Not spectacular, but he did do what he said, so it did validate the trust. And of course, the fine book about books, which taught us to stop fearing so much and try to overcome it in order to succeed at the grand goals of our kingdom. And with that, I think we're going to bring this episode to an end. We have unified the 3 kingdoms as much as it's possible to do. Grand Cornwall is run by 3 brothers, 3 kings, 3 friends, and 3 allies. Possibly sometime in the future, one of our children will take up the call and unify all of this area, but it won't be us. No, that is not our way. That is not our thought. Oh, somebody else wants to arrange a marriage with our son. Who is this? This is the King of Scotland. Okay. She's deceitful, which I'm not sure that we want. And she's not highly talented, but it is a good match for him, you know, on a social level. Okay, well, that's acceptable, I think. I think we're going to let that marriage happen, and with that, the episode is going to end for sure, finally. And I will see you the next time we are here with King Ricat of Cornwall. Getting closer and closer to our final goal, 27 development. Very nice. And goodbye for now.